to treat ADHD. Works by increasing the availability of norepinephrine. Clonazepam, Klonopin or Rivotril. B. Anti-anxiety and D. Anticonvulsant, benzodiazepine used to treat panic disorder or to control seizures from epilepsy. By increasing the amount of GABA in the brain. Venlafaxine, Effexor. Antidepressant, SNRI used to treat depression by increasing the availability of serotonin in the brain. Cefdinior, Amensf. Antibiotic used to treat bacterial infections such as pneumonia, otitis media, strep throat, and cellulitis. Typically prescribed if a part is allergic to penicillin. Simvastatin, Vytorin. Cholesterol lowering, statin medication used to lower cholesterol and prevent cardiovascular disease by blocking an enzyme used to make cholesterol. Diltiazem, Cardizem. Cardiac antihypertensive not a diuretic, calcium channel blocker used to treat HTN, angina, and arrhythmias by relaxing blood vessels. Amitriptyline, Aleve. Antidepressant, second-line tricyclic antidepressant used to treat major depressive disorder but has off-label uses for pain and insomnia. Proglitazone, Actos. Antidiabetic, used to control type 2 diabetes by improving the body's ability to use insulin. Tramadol, Ultram. Pain relief narcotic, synthetic opiate and SNRI used to treat moderate to severe pain. Quercetin, Seroquel. P-antipsychotic, a typical antipsychotic used to treat schizophrenia, bipolar or major depressive disorder by balancing the serotonin and dopamine levels in the brain. Fluphenazine, Modecate. Antipsychotic, typical antipsychotic used to treat schizophrenia by rebalancing dopamine levels. Sildenafil, Viagra. Erectile dysfunction, a phosphodiesterase inhibitor used to treat ED or pulmonary hypotension by temporarily promoting vasodilation to promote blood flow. Pantoprazole Pantolic. Gastrointestinal, proton pump inhibitor used to reduce the amount of acid in the stomach associated with GERD or peptic ulcer disease. Can be purchased OTC. Spironolactone, Aldactone. Diuretic, potassium-sparing diuretic used to treat fluid retention due to heart failure or kidney disease. Also prescribed in a younger population for acne control. Cyclobenzaprine, Flexeril. Muscle relaxant, short-term medication used to treat temporary muscle spasms from musculoskeletal conditions. It is a CNS depressant that reduces muscle hyperactivity. Cimetidine, Tegramate. Gastrointestinal, used to treat peptic ulcer disease, heartburn, and GERD by decreasing stomach acid production. Nifedipine, Idolit XL. Cardiac antihypertensive not a diuretic, calcium channel blocker used to manage angina and HTN by relaxing blood vessels. Atorvastatin, Lipitor. Cholesterol lowering, statin medication used to lower cholesterol and prevent cardiovascular disease by blocking an enzyme used to make cholesterol. diazepam, Valium. B. Anti-anxiety and D. Anticonvulsant, benzodiazepine used primarily to treat anxiety or as an anticonvulsant by improving the effect of GABA in the brain. Ibuprofen, Motrin, are pain relief and NSAID. Pain relief/NSAID, common medication to treat pain, inflammation, and fever. Can be purchased OTC. Folic acid, Fulvide. Hormone replacement, vitamin B9 often prescribed in pregnancy, however can also be prescribed for vitamin deficiency. Helps promote the formation of red blood cells. Methylphenidate, Concerta. ADHD, a central nervous system stimulant used to treat ADHD by increasing concentrations of norepinephrine and epinephrine in the brain. Oxycodone, OxyContin. Pain relief narcotic, semi-synthetic opiate used to treat moderate to severe pain. Hydrochlorothiazide, Microzide. Diuretic, thiazide diuretic used to treat HTN and edema by promoting sodium loss and therefore water loss. Carisoprodol, Soma. Muscle relaxant, short-term medication used for musculoskeletal pain management. Exact mechanism of action isn't known, but it is believed to have muscle-relaxing properties that assist in blocking pain signals. Propranolol, Inderal. Cardiac, beta blocker used to treat HTN and arrhythmias by slowing down the heart rate. Also prescribed to treat the physical symptoms of anxiety, typically in younger people. Ipratropium bromide plus salbutamol, Atrovent. Bronchodilator/corticosteroid, combination inhaler used to treat COPD, relaxing smooth muscles in the airway. Lansoprazole, Prevacid. Gastrointestinal, proton pump inhibitor used to reduce the amount of acid in the stomach associated with GERD, or peptic ulcer disease. Can be purchased OTC. Amoxicillin, Augmentin. Antibiotic, a strong antibiotic in the penicillin family used to treat a broad spectrum of infections. Budesonide plus formoterol, Symbicort. Bronchodilator corticosteroid, combination inhaler used to manage asthma and COPD by reducing inflammation and relaxing airway muscles. Methylprednisolone, Medrol. Steroid, synthetic glucocorticoid steroid used to treat inflammation and for immunosuppression. Levothyroxine, Synthroid. Hormone replacement, synthetic form of thyroxine used to treat hypothyroidism. Ezetimibe, Zesha. Cholesterol lowering, medication used to lower cholesterol and prevent cardiovascular disease by inhibiting intestinal absorption of cholesterol. Less effective than statins. Meloxicam, Mobicox. NSAID pain relief, NSAID used to treat pain and inflammation associated with rheumatic diseases or osteoarthritis. Penicillin, PenVK. Antibiotic, several different kinds of penicillin exist to treat bacterial infections. Common medication allergy. Sitagliptin, Januvia. Antidiabetic, second-line medication used to treat type 2 diabetes by promoting the secretion of insulin. Risperidone, Risperdal. Antipsychotic, a typical antipsychotic used to treat schizophrenia or bipolar by balancing the serotonin and dopamine levels in the brain. Trazodone, Desirel. Antidepressant, antidepressant for major depressive disorder, or as an off-label use for insomnia. Works by regulating serotonin and noradrenaline. Ibuprofen, Advil. Pain relief/NSAID, common medication to treat pain, inflammation, and fever. Can be purchased OTC. Clopidogrel, Plavix. Antiplatelet, used to reduce the risk of stroke and heart disease. It helps to prevent blood clots by preventing platelets from sticking together and forming a clot. Divalproic sodium, Epival. Anticonvulsant, anticonvulsant used to treat and prevent seizures by increasing the amount of GABA in the brain. Famotidine, Pepcid. Gastrointestinal, used to treat peptic ulcer disease, heartburn, and GERD by decreasing stomach acid production. Zolpidem, Ambien. Sedative, a hypnotic drug used to treat insomnia by enhancing GABA that inhibits brain activity. Naproxen, Aleve. Anti-inflammatory and NSAID, used to treat pain. Also an antipyretic. Hydrocodone, Vicodin. Pain relief narcotic, Vicodin is hydrocodone and acetaminophen, a semi-synthetic opiate used to treat moderate to severe pain. Hydrocodone can also be used as a cough suppressant. Isozabite mononitrate, Imdur. Cardiac, third-line nitrate used to treat and prevent angina by relaxing and widening vessels in the heart. Atenolol, Tenormin. Cardiac, beta blocker used to treat HTN and angina by slowing down your heart rate. Doxycycline, Vibromycin. Antibiotic, broad-spectrum antibiotic used to treat bacterial infections and some parasitic infections. Montelukast, Singulair. Bronchodilator, maintenance medication used to treat asthma or prevent exercise-related bronchospasm by decreasing inflammation and relaxing smooth muscles. Less preferred than inhaled corticosteroids. Cholecalciferol, Fosavins. Mineral supplement, vitamin supplement used to treat deficiency. Valsartan, Divan. Cardiac antihypertension, not a diuretic, angiotensin is second receptor blocker used to treat HTN, heart failure, kidney disease by preventing vessel constriction. Ramipril, Altis. Cardiac antihypertensive, not a diuretic, first-line ACE inhibitor used to treat HTN, but also treats heart failure and diabetic kidney disease by preventing blood vessel constriction. Insulin, Humulin. Anti-diabetic, short and intermediate-lasting insulin used to control BG between meals in type 1 or 2 diabetics. Fenofibrate, Tricor or Lipidel. Cholesterol-lowering, medication used to treat abnormal lipid levels and prevent pancreatitis. Works by promoting fat breakdown in the blood. Insulin, Lantus. Anti-diabetic, long-lasting insulin typically prescribed for overnight use used to treat type 1 and 2 diabetes. Haloperidol, Haldol. Antipsychotic, first-generation typical antipsychotic used to treat the symptoms of schizophrenia by blocking neuron activity in the brain. Prednisone, Steroid. Corticosteroid, glucocorticoid used to suppress the immune system and decrease inflammation in respiratory ailments and rheumatic disease. Ciprofloxacin, Cipro. Antibiotic, a strong broad-spectrum antibiotic used to treat a variety of bacterial infections. However, it is sometimes reserved for situations where other antibiotics are ineffective due to resistance. Delacoxib, Celebrex. Pain relief NSAID, NSAID used to treat mild to moderate pain associated with arthritis. Budesonide, Pulmicort. Bronchodilation corticosteroid, long-term corticosteroid inhaler to prevent asthma attacks and manage COPD. Prevents the release of inflammation-causing substances. Oxycodone, Percocet. Pain relief narcotic, Percocet is oxy and paracetamol, a semi-synthetic opiate used to treat moderate to severe pain. Asterisk lorazepam, Ativan. B. Anti-anxiety sedative hypnotic D. Anticonvulsant. Domperidone, Motilium. Antiemetic, dopamine antagonist used to prevent vomiting by contracting the top of the stomach and relaxing the bottom. Promethazine, Phenergan. Anti-nausea, first-generation antihistamine used predominantly as an antiemetic by blocking nausea-causing substances in the body. Carbamazepine, Tegretol. Anticonvulsant, anticonvulsant used to manage epilepsy by preventing electrical signaling and the release of glutamate in the brain. Also prescribed for nerve pain by stabilizing nerve impulses. Apixaban, Eliquis. Anticoagulant, blood thinner used to treat and prevent blood clots and stroke in PTS diagnosed with a FEET by stopping a clotting factor. Captopril, Capoten. Antihypertension, not a diuretic, ACE inhibitor used to treat HTN in heart failure by preventing blood vessel constriction. Metformin, Glucophage. Anti-diabetic, first-line medication to treat type 2 diabetes by improving the body's use of insulin. Warfarin, Coumadin. Anticoagulant, blood thinner used to prevent and treat blood clots by inhibiting coagulation factors. Phenytoin, Dilantin. Anticonvulsant, anti-seizure medication used to prevent some types of seizures by slowing down electrical signals in the brain. Fluticasone, Flonase or Flovent. Bronchodilation corticosteroid, long-term corticosteroid inhaler to treat asthma attacks. Prevents the release of inflammation-causing substances. Formoterol, Theriodol or Oxys. Bronchodilator, long-acting bronchodilator used to manage COPD by relaxing airway muscles. triamterene with HCTZ triazide. Diuretic, water pill used to treat edema and or hypertension by decreasing sodium reabsorption, thus promoting water loss. Ranitidine, Zantac. Gastrointestinal, used to treat peptic ulcer disease and GERD by decreasing stomach acid production. Roxivastidine, Crestor. Cholesterol-lowering, statin medication used to lower cholesterol and prevent cardiovascular disease by blocking an enzyme used to make cholesterol. Fluticasone plus Somterol, Advair. Bronchodilator corticosteroid, combination inhaler used to manage asthma and COPD by reducing inflammation and relaxing airway muscles. Dispensed as either a discus or inhaler. Glimepiride, Emeril. Anti-diabetic second-line medication for type 2 diabetes to regulate blood sugar levels by increasing insulin production and efficacy. Losartan, Cozar. Cardiac antihypertensive, not a diuretic, angiotensin II receptor blocker used to treat HTN by relaxing blood vessels. Acetaminophen codeine caffeine Tylenol No. 3. Narcotic pain relief, compound painkiller prescribed for mild to moderate pain relief that is not controlled by other OTC relief. Dimenhydrinate, Gravol. Anti-nausea, OTC antihistamine medication used to treat motion sickness and nausea by calming the vestibular system. Amlodipine, Nervasc. Cardiac antihypertensive, not a diuretic, calcium channel blocker that lower BP by relaxing blood vessels. Clozapine, Clozaril. Antipsychotic, atypical antipsychotic used for treatment-resistant schizophrenia. Works more effectively to rebalance serotonin and dopamine levels in the brain. Asterisk lorazepam, Ativan. B. Anti-anxiety and D. Anticonvulsant, benzodiazepine used to treat anxiety and trouble sleeping, or as a rescue med for active seizures. Binds to GABA receptors, which are universally inhibitory. Sertraline, Zaloft. Antidepressant, SSRI used to treat depression and other mental health conditions by increasing the availability of serotonin in the brain. Lisinopril, Prenavil. Cardiac antihypertensive, not a diuretic, first-line ACE inhibitor used to treat HTN, but also treats heart failure and MIs by preventing blood vessel constriction. Tamsulosin, Flomax. Genitourinary tract, used to treat benign prostate hyperplasia to make urination easier by relaxing the muscles around the prostate and bladder. Diclofenac, Voltaren. Pain relief NSAID, NSAID used to treat pain and inflammation associated with arthritis and gout. Can be purchased OTC. Sulfamethoxazole, Septra. Antibiotic, used to treat bacterial infections. Citalopram, Celexa. Antidepressant, SSRI used to treat depression and other mental health conditions by increasing the availability of serotonin in the brain. Digoxin, Linoxin. Cardiac, primarily used to treat heart failure, but also prescribed for other heart conditions. It improves cardiac output by causing an increase in contractility. Amphetamine/dextroamphetamine Adderall Senior. ADHD. Stimulant used to treat ADHD by increasing focus by improving dopamine and norepinephrine levels in the brain. Heparin. Anticoagulant, anticoagulation medication used to prevent clotting, and is only given as an injection. Works by inactivating thrombin. Terbutaline, Bricanyl. Bronchodilator, rescue inhaler used to manage symptomatic asthma by relaxing the smooth muscles in the airway. Enoxaparin, Levinox. Anticoagulant used to treat and prevent DVT/NP by inhibiting a later-stage clotting factor. Fluoxetine, Prozac. Antidepressant NB. Anti-anxiety, SSRI used to treat major depressive disorder and anxiety by increasing the availability of serotonin in the brain. Trimethoprim, Septra. Antibiotic, used primarily in the treatment of UTIs, but also prescribed for other bacterial infections such as ear infections or traveler's diarrhea. Propoxyphene, Darvocet. Pain relief narcotic, Darvocet is propoxyphene and acetaminophen, opiate analgesia used to treat mild to moderate pain. Alendronate, Fosamax. Mineral supplement, used to treat osteoporosis by inhibiting the breakdown of bone and promoting bone regeneration. Mometasone, Nasonex. Steroid, nose spray used to treat inflammation in the nose due to allergies. Can be purchased OTC. Levofloxacin, Levaquin. Antibiotic, broad-spectrum antibiotic used to treat bacterial infections. Metoprolol, Lopressor. Cardiac antihypertensive non-diuretic, beta blocker used to treat HTN and tachyarrhythmias by slowing down the heart rate. Diclofenac, Arthrotec. NSAID pain relief, NSAID used to treat pain and inflammation typically associated with arthritis. Enalapril, Vasotec. Antihypertension non-diuretic, ACE inhibitor used to treat HTN and heart failure by preventing blood vessel constriction. Pravastatin, Pravachol. Cholesterol-lowering, statin medication used to lower cholesterol and prevent cardiovascular disease by blocking an enzyme used to make cholesterol. Amoxicillin, Amoxil. Antibiotic, penicillin-based antibiotic used to treat bacterial infections, specifically chest infections and dental infections. Tadalafil, Cialis. Erectile dysfunction, a phosphodiesterase inhibitor used to treat ED, benign prostate hyperplasia or pulmonary hypotension by temporarily promoting vasodilation to promote blood flow. Chlorpromazine, Largactil. Antipsychotic, first-generation antipsychotic used to treat schizophrenia mainly, but also bipolar and psychosis. It works by reducing the levels of dopamine, thus reducing hallucinations. Olanzapine, Zyprexa. Antipsychotic. A typical antipsychotic used to treat schizophrenia or bipolar by preventing dopamine overactivity by blocking dopamine receptors. Triamterene, direnium. Diuretic. Potassium-sparing diuretic used to treat HTN or fluid retention by promoting fluid loss. Telmisartan, Micartis. Cardiac antihypertension, not a diuretic. Angiotensin II receptor blocker used to treat HTN, heart failure, kidney disease by relaxing blood vessels. Furosemide, Lasix. Diuretic. Loop diuretic prescribed to treat fluid retention caused by CHF or liver/kidney failure by promoting salt loss and therefore water loss. Escitalopram, Lexapro. Antidepressant and B. Anti-anxiety, SSRI used to treat major depressive disorder and anxiety by increasing the availability of serotonin in the brain. Paroxetine, Paxil. Antidepressant, SSRI used to treat depression by increasing the availability of serotonin in the brain. Cephalexin, Keflex. Antibiotic. Antibiotic used to treat bacterial infections such as pneumonia and other respiratory infections. Estrogen, Premarin. Hormone replacement. Estrogen therapy used primarily in menopausal women to reduce symptoms such as hot flashes or night sweats. Temazepam, Restoriel. Anti-anxiety/sedation/hypnotic. A benzodiazepine used to treat insomnia by enhancing GABA and causing drowsiness. Oxazepam, Serax. Anti-anxiety. Benzodiazepine used to treat anxiety and insomnia by enhancing GABA that inhibits brain activity. Chiloxidine, Cymbalta. Antidepressant NQ. Non-narcotic pain relief, SNRI used to treat major depressive disorder as well as providing pain relief for nerve pain by increasing serotonin levels. Abilify, Aripiprazole. Antipsychotic. A typical antipsychotic used to treat bipolar or major depressive disorder by balancing the serotonin and dopamine levels in the brain. Chiloxidine, Cymbalta. E. Antidepressant. Esomeprazole, Nexium. Gastrointestinal, O. Gastrointestinal, proton pump inhibitor used to reduce the amount of acid in the stomach associated with GERD, or peptic ulcer disease. Can be purchased OTC. Ziprasidone, Zildox. Antipsychotic. A typical antipsychotic used to treat schizophrenia, bipolar, or agitation by balancing serotonin and dopamine levels in the brain. Rivaroxaban, Xarelto. Anticoagulant, blood thinner medication used to treat and prevent blood clots, specifically after hip or knee surgery, or for DVT, AFib or P by blocking a clotting factor. Insulin, Novolin. Antidiabetic, intermediate-acting insulin used to treat diabetes. Pregabalin, Lyrica. Anticonvulsant NQ pain relief non-opiate, second-line anticonvulsant used to treat epilepsy and first-line agent for neuropathic pain by reducing electrical activity/blocking pain messages in the brain. nortriptyline, Avondale. Antidepressant, tricyclic antidepressant that increases amount of serotonin. Also sometimes used for neuropathic pain or smoking cessation. Dabigatran, Pradaxa. Anticoagulant, very strong anticoagulant used to treat and prevent blood clots, specifically in PTS who have had previous treatment for clots. Prevent thrombin from creating a clot. Candesartan, Atacant. Cardiac antihypertension, not a diuretic. Angiotensin II receptor blocker used to treat HTN and heart failure by preventing vessel constriction. Allopurinol, Xyloprim. Pain relief anti-inflammatory, urate-lowering medication to treat gout. Omeprazole, Losec. Gastrointestinal, proton pump inhibitor used to reduce the amount of acid in the stomach associated with GERD or peptic ulcer disease. Can be purchased OTC. Vardenafil, Levitra or Staxin. Erectile dysfunction, a phosphodiesterase inhibitor used to treat it by temporarily promoting vasodilation to promote blood flow. Glyburide, Diabeta. Anti-diabetic, medication used in type 2 diabetes to help regulate blood sugar by increasing the production of insulin. Gabapentin, Neurontin. Anticonvulsant, used to manage seizures for epilepsy, but is also commonly used for neuropathic pain. Works by mirroring the effect of GABA. Triamcinolone, Nesacort. Corticosteroid, no spray used to treat seasonal allergies. Can be purchased over the counter. Bisoprolol, Zepbound. Cardiac, beta blocker used to treat HTN and angina by slowing down your heart rate. Albuterol, Ventolin. Bronchodilator, rescue inhaler used to manage symptomatic asthma by relaxing the smooth muscles in the airway. Loxapine, Loxapac. Antipsychotic, conventional tricyclic antipsychotic used to primarily treat schizophrenia by reducing the abnormal excitement in the brain. Ketorolac, Toradol. Pain relief NSAID, NSAID used to treat pain. Sumterol, Advair. Bronchodilator corticosteroid, Advair is Sumterol and fluticasone, combination inhaler used to manage asthma and COPD by reducing inflammation and relaxing airway muscles. Dispensed as either a discus or inhaler.